If I ask you, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl, you might say someone like the Kansas City Chiefs, the San Francisco 49ers, maybe even the Green Bay Packers. But what if I told you that there are 6 overlooked NFL teams that could win the Super Bowl this season? Over the last 5 years, the Lombardi Trophy has only been lofted by 3 separate teams, and that's because the Kansas City Chiefs have won 3 of them. They're in the midst of a dynasty, thanks to Patrick Mahomes, their superstar quarterback Travis Kelce, off of Taylor Swift, and of course their head coach Andy Reid running the whole show. Now it's going to be difficult to look at the future and not see more Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowls. But there are other contenders as well, and there has been over the last few years, namely the San Francisco 49ers, a team that has lost to the Chiefs on multiple occasions since 2020. No doubt they're going to be looking to try and get over that final hurdle and win the Super Bowl this season. The Buffalo Bills have been in the mix with their outstanding quarterback Josh Allen, who seems to make plays whether it's on his feet or with his arm. And despite the fact that they haven't really done it in the postseason yet, the Baltimore Ravens are always in the mix. But there are other teams that are in contention that are getting massively overlooked. And the first one is the Chicago Bears. Now look, I recognise that I'm probably getting way ahead of myself with their rookie quarterback Caleb Williams, who needs to get a grip on the NFL before you can even consider the fact that he could win a Super Bowl. But what you've seen so far, whether it's in the preseason, whether it's in college, people love to use the word generational talent. I think I'm going to use it. He looks like a generational talent. Can they do that in the first year? Well, he's helped by the fact that they've got DJ Moore there. They've got Keenan Allen that they've brought in to help the receiver core. And Rome Odunze, the rookie wide receiver. The looks have already got a brilliant relationship with Caleb Williams. One thing that the Chicago Bears have not been fantastic at over the last few years is their offensive line. Now, they've upgraded that, which is very important, obviously, if you've got a rookie quarterback. But the most important thing is my boy Cairo Santos. I went to college with him, that's why. I went there with him. We never spoke. The next team that are overlooked, in my opinion, and this is going to sound really ridiculous when I say this, the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the thing about Dallas is that as long as you've got Dak Prescott, in my opinion, you have got a chance. Yes, he might not have performed in the postseason as yet, but when it comes to the regular season, he's a serial winner. They need to address the running back. Ezekiel Elliott might have been fantastic 5 years ago for the Cowboys, but he ain't cutting it now. But when it comes to the wide receiver room, Brandon Cooks is a great number 2, and in their number 1 wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, you have got a superstar. It's just unfortunate that he's not playing at the moment because he wants a new contract, but we're just going to assume that that gets sorted out. The obvious concerns though, 2 rookies on the offensive line, not sure how that's going to go when it comes to the regular season, and of course, the Dallas Cowboys' inability to do much when it comes to the playoffs. That's the biggest thing. That is the biggest thing. Dallas Cowboys could have the best team in the whole of the league. They don't have a bad team now. They could have the best team in the whole of the league. People still wouldn't have confidence in them because they just cannot get it done. They shit the bed. The next team, the Indianapolis Colts. Now, defensively, they've got issues. I'm not going to lie. But when it comes to Anthony Richardson as quarterback, when it comes to Jonathan Taylor as the running back, I'm just wondering, are they going to be able to just bull rush teams? Are they going to be able to literally just get past teams by just scoring more? Anthony Richardson, he was injured for a lot of the last season, his rookie season, but what we saw in those first few games of the league, yeah, he was exciting. Are they just going to be able to score more than any other team? Because if they can, people are going to talk about them as potential Super Bowl contenders. They are. The biggest issue actually for the Colts is that they might not even be the favourites in their division with the Houston Texans. The Jacksonville Jaguars are in that division as well, so it isn't the easiest division in the world. But who knows, Colts fans? Maybe we should start talking about them more. I feel stupid talking about this next overlooked contender for 2 different reasons. The contender is the New York Jets. Now, I feel stupid because it should be obvious that they're a Super Bowl contender. But I also feel stupid because, from history, it's obvious that they should not be a Super Bowl contender. When you look at their team on paper, my oh my, I mean, if Aaron Rodgers gets to 80% of what he can be, Sauce Gardner on defense, you've got Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall as running back, you have got a team that can win the Super Bowl. but it's the New York Jets, a bit like the Dallas Cowboys. Shit the bed. Even in the off-season, they traded for Hassan Reddick, but they didn't sign him to a longer contract, and now Hassan Reddick has asked to be traded again. He's not played one game for the Jets. They cannot get out of their own way. And that means that, yes, they should be a Super Bowl contender. They are being overlooked, but I know in my heart of hearts, something bad will happen. Something bad will happen to the New York Jets. All right, you can come at me at the comments for this one. The Cleveland Browns. This team proved last season with Joe Flacco under quarterback that they could be seen as a contender, that they can actually do something in the NFL. Now, Joe Flacco, he's not there. They've got their starting quarterback, the man that they spent a lot of money on, Deshaun Watson, back in the lineup. But Deshaun Watson is not the Deshaun Watson of a few years ago. But he was so fun to watch. He was so exciting. He was so dynamic when he was with the Houston Texans. If they had 85% of what Deshaun Watson was then, the Cleveland Browns could really be a contender. A lot will ride on Nick Chubb's health. It doesn't look like the running back is going to be able to get out on the field for quite a while. But if Deshaun Watson could just play like we expected him to play, the Cleveland Browns will be in the mix. And the beauty of an off-season, eh? Everything can change, especially if you're the Atlanta Falcons. So the Atlanta Falcons for the last few years have not really been much of a contender in their division, let alone for the Super Bowl. However, despite the bizarre draft choice of Michael Penix Jr. that we're not going to focus on now, however, they have had multiple acquisitions over the summer which will definitely help getting the Falcons back into Super Bowl contender mode. Number one is going to be Kirk Cousins, no doubt about that. He hopefully is going to reinvigorate the Falcons offense, which includes, let's not forget, Kyle Pitts, this apparently generational transcendent tight end. Now, we've not actually seen it from him yet, but maybe Kirk Cousins can get the best out of him. Bijan Robinson too, the second-year running back that so many people are excited to see with Kirk Cousins. Now, the only problem I've got, apart from that, is the receiving options for the Atlanta Falcons. Ain't great besides that. And on the defense, I wasn't actually in love with what the Atlanta Falcons did there either, up to literally the last couple weeks, where they have recognized where they had deficiencies, and they've got Matthew Judon from the New England Patriots. They've got Justin Simmons, the safety, who was a free agent. They have improved their defense, just like they looked to their offense, just like they looked at their quarterback situation, and they wanted to improve it there. Lots of people high on the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know if I think that they're gonna win the Super Bowl, but we shouldn't rule it out. Tell me in the comments below, do you think that those 6 teams can win the Super Bowl? And while you're down there, click subscribe, because I'm gonna be posting videos every single week until the end of the NFL season.